know about special stories. You've been, putting them out there for years and years now. What was it about this that just kind of hit your heart?
Well, we made this film. We originally, back before the COVID pandemic, we were trying to develop it into a TV series. And then when COVID hit, somebody brought the idea to us, hey, why don't we make this into a movie? And I was like, huh, Jacob's story is about bravery and overcoming just the craziest obstacles in everyday life. And I just thought it was very relevant to where what was going to happen through the pandemic and once we were out of it. And um, the movie just turned out great. I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's very, very relatable to people, whether or not you relate to any of the issues that the family faces. John Gunn, who wrote and directed the film, just made a film that just kind of draws you in and doesn't let you go until the end. And you laugh and you cry and you feel like you're a part of the family in this journey that he takes you on. And I love movies like that that just, good. We want to entertain people first and foremost, but let them have a good movie going experience throughout it. Unbreakable Boy is certainly one of those. Family dramas that you go, okay, that was something else. And there are not that many of those through the years. We tend to make movies that are based on popular books or popular, comic books or whatever they are. But just to have this authentic human interest story about an extraordinary kid who's got a rare brittle bone disease and is autistic and really puts focus on special needs in a way that some movies just don't have the opportunity to do. I thought was really great as well. So yeah, happy for it. Happy for people to be able to experience it.
And people find that could not only that the story inspiring, but your story about being able to put out good positive content in a time when we need it the most. So, what kind of advice would you give to someone that wants to tell great stories at this time?
Yeah, for us, every movie starts with the story. I mean, it's got to have the story's got to be worth telling and worth a theatrical experience. And the biggest way to do that is just experience. I mean, Andy, my partner Andy Irwin and I, we kind of look at each other when we're pitched stories. We're like, and usually we're both in agreement almost every time. Is this a movie that we could see ourselves in theaters? And it starts there, and then we start to flesh out the story and go through the process after that. But this one, I love stories that just encourage life. Life can get messy at times, and how we respond to the mess, I think, is just as critical as when we're going through it. And this one was a story I hadn't seen before. I mean, sometimes you get stories like this, you're like, oh, I've seen that before. I have not seen one like this before. And so having the originality to it, I think was important for us, so that audiences didn't feel like, oh, this is a movie I've seen 25 times, but then yet have it be relatable where they go, okay, I can relate to this and I'm into this and I get where this is going, I think, until all of a sudden it turns again and then takes in a different direction. So
Well, you'll like this. My co-host is Drew Pearson, one of our great Dallas Cowboys. Caught the Hail Mary, went the Hall of Fame,
there you
and
go.
we love to ask people their yeah, we love to ask people their Hail Mary moment, which is that moment in your life or career where you just had to go for it and it worked out. I'm so curious to know what that is for you.
Wow, I mean, the big turning point for me was a movie called I Can Only Imagine. That was the Hail Mary moment because if that movie didn't work, I don't know what I would have done. I would have been flipping hamburgers at McDonald's or In-N-Out Burger or something. Because that was it. I'd been doing this a long time and was just trying to break through with the film and had been a part of some movies that did it, but never had one that was my own. And for me and the Irwin brothers at that time, that was kind of like our Hail Mary. We're like, okay, if can't get this one to work, then maybe it's just not meant to be. And at the end of the day, we there were times you want to quit 'cause it just gets too hard, can't figure the story out. But then when the movie worked and audiences just really resonated with it, the struggle was real, the struggle was worth it, and it's just a gift to be able to tell great stories.
Hmm. And part of that is that success mindset. We talk about that on the show. Is there something you tell yourself that kind of keeps you on the right path, or maybe is your faith that keeps you on the right path?
Yeah, I mean, every day it's getting up and just thanking God for where we're at, where I'm at individually, and making sure I've got my priorities right, and then making sure that the stories we tell are truthful to what our purpose is as filmmakers, because we never want to get outside the reason why we want to tell great stories. And so there's all sorts of stories to be told, but you'll see very common themes and thematics throughout the movies that we make at Kingdom Story Company, and there's a purpose for that. Because those are the movies that we're attracted to, those are the movies that we love, and it just so happens those are the types of movies that quite a few people love. So we want to stick to that, so that when people come and see one of our movies, they're like, okay, I know what I'm going to get. I'm going to get all the feels no matter what. So I'm all in. Let's go do this.
I love that. Well, yeah, I think people might get something different out of this film, depending on what it is that they've been through. Maybe people that they know, or maybe what they believe in. What do you hope that people will take away from this one?
I hope people take away this precious gift of life, and that they realize that is in front of them, and that they hug a family member, and say, you know what, every day has the possibility to be the best day ever. I mean, because that's one of the themes that there's so many quotable moments in this film, and that's one of my favorites. Every day has the day, ability to be the best day ever, and I hope people walk away from that and go, you know what, I'm going to take that tomorrow when I wake up. I'm going to say that, and it's going to change my perspective. It's going to change my view on the day that is going to be in front of me.
I love that. Well, after this, I can't wait to see what you got next for us. Last thing, what do we have to expect? Because there's a lot coming. I know.
Yeah, no, look, The Unbreakable Boy in theaters, February 21st, everywhere. Check it out while it's in theaters. And then after that, we've got a sequel to I Can Only Imagine, which we start filming soon, and that'll be out next spring. So there's a little bit of a break for us for the movies that we're releasing, but we're going to get into production on several.
That's amazing. We really appreciate the great positive content that you're putting out. I want to, feature all this story, tell everybody, check it out in theaters, and look forward to talking to you again soon.
Okay, thanks so much. Have a good day.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. You too.